A very pleasant good afternoon as we welcome you back into the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show.
Hello.
We are at Quaker Steak and Lube. It is the place to be on opening day. Hey,
it is opening day.
Happens to be opening day.
Who you like?
We are dressed appropriately. I got to move over on the other side of the Lion Country Kia logo on our stream. But yes, the Deer Goon dressed in Phillies attire, yours truly in Pirates attire. Phillies opening up at the Nationals. Pirates will open up at the Marlins. Buccos baseball here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox will roll your way at 3:40 this afternoon. So we will duck out a little early from our normal 4 o'clock time here to make way for the Pirates broadcast. Today as the season gets underway. Of course, March Madness also resumes tonight.
Everything's on.
And
hockey?
Yep. And Penn State both Penguins and Flyers tonight. Penn State hockey tomorrow night. Big game, 8:30 against Maine. And Goon is one of those things like you're all fired up and you understand going in, man, it could be over like that. Or and honestly, right out of the gate, I think both of these teams, and we're talking about it in our morning show a little bit today, I really do think both teams, whoever wins this game, has a real shot to go ahead and win the whole doggone thing. Maine is clearly a national title contender, one of the number one seeds. I think they're officially the 3 seed overall in the tournament. But as we've been talking about, Penn State, with the way it was playing down the stretch, getting the wins at Michigan State, that is a team that is certainly capable of continuing on the run that it had throughout the second semester here. And again, you dream big going into this thing. I think the winner of that game on Friday night has a chance. Now, also has a chance to turn around and lose on Sunday and both teams be out this weekend. And that's kind of the fun, to me, of playoff hockey and just postseason in general, right? We talked about it with football. When it is one and done, there's a different type of excitement to it. There's also a different type of, oh, man, when it's over. It hits different. So
I don't want to say anything about being a Steelers fan or anything like that, how it's been the last 10 years.
Brutal.
I saw the other, I know we're talking about hockey here, but I did see that Steelers haven't won a playoff game in 10 years.
Yeah, it's man, time goes by like that.
Wow. They were talking about Ironhead's kid, Hayward. He's talking like, hey, man, me, Minka, and TJ don't got much time left here. We need to make a run. Let's get some moves going. I'm like, you're about a month too late there, Mr. Hayward.
Yeah.
Making that call. But, yeah, hockey, we're starting right now for the other games and the other conferences. And, this is the best time of year. Opening day of baseball. You got hockey going. You got basketball going. You're still, football hangover, this and that. You just got done wrestling last week. Spring is in the air. You got to love this time of year. All the sports are going right now.
College football, spring
football
starting up, and there's a little
there's a little buzz about that number 11 kid the other day on those videos that they showed of that practice.
Yep.
Holy God. LeVar Jr. looks a lot bigger than I remember him to be. To be honest with you, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't see him as that tall nor as thick and developed as he is right now. But I probably haven't seen the kid in a couple of years. So as we all know, that's a developmental age, and good luck to him. It's some pretty big shoes to fill right there. But I think he'll be ready for it.
I know you are.
I have to. Is Skeens opening?
Yes.
Good. I'll enjoy watching that. So the Phillies and the Buccos play at the same time today at 4 o'clock. So we are off the air at 3:40.
That's not true. Phillies start 5 minutes earlier. 4:05.
We're 4:05. So yeah, we can watch both teams' pitches.
They wanted to make sure they didn't start at the same time.
So I go back to it, Ironhead, every year. We're the Phillies are in Washington and Pittsburgh's in Miami, right?
Yeah, that's the way to. That's
the way to do it. Like And they're already talking. Monday's the Phillies home opener. They're like, oh, weather's expected. They're going to miss their third straight home opener. We're like, because of weather. I've said it every year. Just send the Northeast teams out for a 2-week road trip to kick the season off. Play in domes when you're up north. Play in the nicer weather.
Inevitably, though, you'll get that weekend then in that stretch where it's like Saturday is going to be here, where it's like, oh, man, this would have been perfect. But no, I'm with you. I think, that would seem like a wise course of action across the board. And listen, to a large degree, I think they do. Most of those teams are opening up on the road, and a lot of them either out west or south.
I don't know if we talked about this. Maybe it was me and Booch and Mailman. The Browns announcing they're going to build a dome in Berea, Ohio, where their facility is. They're going to get out of the city completely, and they're going to build a dome.
Yeah.
As a Browns fan, like my wife and then I know other people who are Browns fans, they're furious. Now, I know the economic aspect of it, and that would be they'd probably get a Super Bowl every 10 years, and that's about $150 million in the local economy, which is pretty damn nice.
Yep.
Which I never understand why a lot of the NFL teams don't. Like, there was a game at the Meadowlands, the new Meadowlands, or a Super Bowl up there years ago. Why don't they have one in Philadelphia? Why do they have one in New England? The cold weather teams. They only do domes but they don't share the money. Like, why does New Orleans get every 5th Super Bowl? Because they have a dome and then they're a better climate than us and this and that. But that's a lot of money for that city.
And I will say Cleveland is a great, in terms of hosting an event.
Yes.
Like that's where the NCAA Wrestling Championships will be next year. And
the best place.
I am super happy about it because Philadelphia, and this is honestly is not anti-Philly per se. It's just
too spread out.
For one thing, yes, it's too spread out for the fans. I know they have
Xfinity Live.
Everything, yes, that's right there. But for folks that like to get back to their hotel, again, we the Penn State team and support staff stayed. It was about a 25-minute drive from the arena. Well, which isn't awful, except that when you go there and back, Bellevue, you go there and back, like that's an hour between sessions. Well, for photographers that are trying to upload pictures, or for me, I'm just working on my notes and trying to make sure I have records and all of that stuff updated. Like it's too much time to take away. Cleveland, it was again, you could walk, and within 10 minutes,
walking.
There were walking. There are a gazillion different places. I think the hotel we stayed in there was within 15-minute walking distance. I might be remembering that wrong.
I got a cool Cleveland story where we stayed.
Yeah.
It was the world's first indoor mall.
Yeah.
And it's just this huge, steel facility and stuff like that. They had a different, but it's a hotel.
Yeah.
And it was Matt Millen was in our crew. Matt Millen being Matt Millen, he's walking around knocking on this, feeling this, feeling what the structure is. Like he's looking to see how it was built, how it was melded together, what's holding it together, and all this. And I'm just like, it's a nice place, He's checking the structural, everything about it, because it was so old. And it's just a total. For those who know Matt, will know what I'm saying. He's just sitting there. He's just in his own world, looking at the structure.
Yeah.
How can I build this? How can I get this done at my house? Type of thing. But Cleveland, yes, you're right. So you got to leave. You have a half hour, 10 minutes in your room. Then you got to leave a half hour. That's an hour, and you have a 3-hour break. You don't. Is it worth it that you go back to your hotel room? No, probably not. But Cleveland, you can walk to your hotel. You can walk to a restaurant. Walk to a bar. If it's a nicer restaurant you want, you can walk there. If it's just like a beer and a shot joint, they're there too. And then the hotels are all right there, walking distance.
Yeah, and with the Dome facility, again, you can use that year-round, even aside from football, obviously. I mean, football is going to be the driving force. But once the season ends, and yes, it puts them into play for Super Bowls. It puts them into play for all kinds of things. I mean, economically, it does make a ton of sense.
Yes.
But
as a fan of the Browns or even a Steelers or Eagles fan, you'd say, you know what we're giving up is our identity. We like the cold.
Yep.
You know, we play in the cold. Like the Packers really celebrate it. Now the Packers may have more Southern guys on their team than the team they're playing, but it's the fact that it's the Packers.
Yeah.
And they have that us versus SMU.
Yeah.
When Marco was calling me all week, and he goes, they're not talking about this game. All they're talking about is the cold weather that they're waiting in Pennsylvania. And I was like, good. That's good. And everybody's talking. All they're talking about the players. What are you wearing? What are you bringing up there to stay warm? How are you going to stay warm during the game? Not talking about the game whatsoever.
Yep.
So,
and to some degree, right, you understand it. It's like, well,
I agree.
But that is what we've been saying for years, decades, is, man, let's see what happens when some of these Southern teams, if they ever had to go north, like what, these teams do well because the northeastern teams are always traveling into basically unfriendly territory to play the bowl games and whatnot. And even when you're getting those teams in your home venues, which was very rare, but even when it was, it's like, all right, well, it's early September. There's not a weather. I mean, if anything, it's a advantage for them having trained into even more heat, generally speaking, than what they're going through there.
For those who have listened to us for a few years, you've heard my rant before about the USC Notre Dame thing. That's a historic rival game. But when the game's in LA, it's the last game of the season. But when it has to be played in South Bend, Indiana, it has to be played mid to early October through September. And I always thought that was crap. Why? You got to go out to their weather. You're going to have the Notre Dame guys having to work out there. I mean, it's not going to be super hot, but it's hotter than what Columbus or South Bend, Indiana is.
Yeah.
So, cut off my soapbox there. But I'm saying, you're right, though. So I did notice the other day when they were showing some more highlights of what Penn State's doing in their stadium. They're talking about conferences being available to go into that stadium and have that type stuff there.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's going to be pretty damn cool. But look, if they open that Brown Stadium, they can have a conference there. They can have all stuff year round in there. And that's good use of a big facility that can make a lot of money for you, which was sort of a pet peeve for a lot of people for a long time. That Beaver Stadium was used 8 times a year, and that was it.
Yeah.
And it was like, the most sacred 2 acres of land in the country. But I mean, only used 8 weeks a year. And that was our pride and joy and all that stuff. But, I understand, putting a hockey game there, having a concert there to pay some bills everywhere else. I mean, I got no problem with it. It's going to be awesome. I'd like to bring back the state football tournaments, the title games to Beaver Stadium. I think that would be great.
Yep. It would be. It'd be. Yes, to
draw the line of
high
turf.
School teams have what their ultimate destination to be, Penn State, right? Like that is a big deal. No, I'm with you 100%.
All right,
on all of it.
Let's get this out of the way. We didn't talk about this the other day, so let's get the coat.
Oh yeah,
this was a really cool thing. Jeff showed me off the air the other day, and he goes, "I forgot to say."
I mentioned it on the air, and then I was going to show it, and then I never got around to it. So. I will say it is. I appreciate the kind comments more than regarding the wrestling broadcasting, but the relationships with the folks with the wrestling club, obviously with the team and the coaches, very special to me, very meaningful. But over the years, and I'm not going to be able to name or even count all of the people that have helped me out in various ways with the wrestling club, and the wrestling club itself has been tremendously supportive of me and the broadcasts, and and I've mentioned before, when I lost my sister in 2015, like there was kind of that second family element with the Penn State Wrestling Club, and it was very impactful, very meaningful to me. So with that as the backdrop, Saturday night after the NCAA finals, for a number of years, I'm not even sure how far this goes back now, but it predates Cale, but they would have a get-together at a hotel, usually where a lot of the club members were staying, although the different venues, depending on the sites and what was available and all of that over the years. But anyways, they have a post-NCAA tournament social, and they invite the wrestlers, they invite the coaches, and, you know, you have to sign up for it. There's limited space, of course, no matter where they're holding it. And I've been very, very blessed to be asked to MC that event. I love doing it. It's always a celebration. We're always testing to see how my voice held up over the course of the tournament. And the wrestlers that are there, you know, we introduce, we bring up for a team photo. Cale usually says a few words, and it's just a nice celebration, regardless of the outcome of the tournament. It's a nice celebration of the kids, the program, the accomplishments over the course of the season. So this year, they asked me to come up after I had introduced Scott Roycroft, who is the current president of the Penn State Wrestling Club, and they presented me with a jacket, which a jacket in and of itself is extremely nice, and I'd be very grateful for. But they went way above and beyond, and I'll show you. They got it embroidered. I'll show you the other side first. So this is the jacket that most of the Penn State wrestlers have, and a lot of the wrestling club members, that they sell these jackets and give them out to various members. But on the other side, this is what was embroidered and given to me. And for those on the radio, it's Voice of PSU Wrestling with the old school microphone embroidered in between. And
stuff,
no, it was very, very cool. Way above and beyond anything that was necessary by the club. And I thank them there. I'll thank them at the banquet coming up, but do want to acknowledge it. Meant to acknowledge it Tuesday, and then we got carried away on other wrestling conversations.
Marissa did text me today and say,
"Can you get
Jeff to take the coat off? He's wearing it to bed every night now,
all the
dude.
time.
Come on,
24/7. No, it's cool. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Folks are having fun giving me the business back with it. Can I just tell you one quick story? So we went to so we get back Sunday afternoon. Team bus rolls in to Rec Hall, and my wife and kiddo are out at Marissa's parents, the Mad Turtles' grandparents. But they're out there because the Maple Festival at Shavers Creek was Sunday afternoon, and we had tickets for I think it was the last seating. I think it was 2:30 for the pancake breakfast. So I pretty much get home, throw my suitcase in, and head out and say hello to everybody, and then we go over to the breakfast. And I am wearing the coat, and this guy's looking at me in the thing. He's like, "You're the voice of PSU Wrestling?" I'm like, "Well, yeah,
There I am."
And he's like, "Well, I wrestled here. How long have you been doing this?" "Well, 36 years, like 35 years as the full-time announcer, 36 years of doing some of the broadcasts anyway." And he had graduated I think he graduated in 80. But anyways, we started a conversation, which we wouldn't have had if I hadn't had the jacket or something. I mean, and then we got to talking about some of the other wrestlers. He has led a fascinating life, has been a teacher and all kinds of different things, coaching, helping out with different programs. But it was just first day I'm wearing this jacket, and yeah, we get to make a connection and probably talk for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes about various individuals that we both knew, and some of the guys that he stayed in touch with, and his kids, my kiddo, and all of that. It's just, which again is what happens with sports. It's one of the things, and we're going to take a break here, but I do want to get into opening day and why I think, we will eventually. We're working on. Somebody commenting the camera giving me if you're watching on the stream, we both are a little demonstrative.
Are active talkers.
And the table, even without that, I mean, you touch the table in any way, shape, or form, and the camera shakes. So, camera giving me motion sickness. Looks like you were driving down a bumpy road. Yes.
Shouldn't you be on a cruise?
The camera that we had is no longer functional, and we've just been a little lazy in getting around to getting the replacement.
You've been busy.
We need to do that in short order, and we do recognize, and when we look back at it, it's like, oh yeah, we keep forgetting we got to get that little issue taken care of. So at the moment, we're using the computer camera, which is a fine camera, serves wonderfully, except that, yes, anytime we bump anything, we have a camera stand. It's just the camera that we have does not fit on it right now. And it's just, no, I get it, busting. It's a fair busting of the chops. And it is funny to, when we go back and look at us, oh man, we got to try to take it easy. And then the very next sentence, it's like, yeah, we got to take it easy. And then one of us is either pounding the table or making a point or whatever you have here. So anyways, we are aware of it. We will take care of it. Not 100% sure. I'm not going to promise for Tuesday's show, but we should have it taken care of by Tuesday's show.
Right.
At the end of today's program, again, we'll be wrapping up probably about 3:35 or so with our program. We're heading into Pirates baseball at 3:40 as the Buccos open up.
Undefeated Buccos.
We do have our dear friend of the show, my college buddy, the Deer Horse from Pittsburgh, who, by the way, is down in Miami for the opening day matchup between the Pirates and the Marlins. He does a preview each year of the beloved Bucs. He was kind enough to give us explicit permission to air said prediction video, which has a very humorous element to it.
The only way you could go with it.
Yes. How else are you going to preview the Pirates other than with great humor? So we are going to play his. It's about a 3.5, just less than 3.5 minutes. So at about 3:30, before we wrap things up, we are going to play the Deer Horse and his preview of the Pittsburgh Pirates 2025 campaign as we get ready for the Buccos to begin their season against the Marlins today in Miami. So you want to stick around for that. We'll have some fun with the Deer Horse. Thanks to the Deer Booch for getting that loaded up into our system because, technologically impaired here are we. That being said, we will be back with much more of the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here from Quaker Steak and Lube in State College in mere minutes.
There's only one dealer in Happy Valley that always goes to the mat to get you the best deals. It's Lion Country Kia.
Hi, this is Penn State wrestler Mitchell Messenbrink. Lion Country Kia has been serving Happy Valley for 15 years now. They helped me purchase my new Kia, and they would love to help you too.
Lion Country Kia is waiting for you with 85 vehicles in stock and ready to go. Choose from 13 2025 Kia Sportages and 16 2025 Kia Sorentos with financing as low as 3.49% for 72 months or total savings of over $4,000. And of course, every new Kia comes with with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Let us go to the mat to get you the best deals. Lion Country Kia, 1334 Dropwood Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Lusk & Associates, Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXX, once again.
The Fox, your sports radio. Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority. WFXS America. 98.7. The Fox, State College. The Goon and Ironhead.
And we are back here on a Thursday afternoon. Darn nice Thursday afternoon at that. Here in the Valley of Happiness. It is the dear good, and your old pal Ironhead here getting ready for opening day.
The voice.
I will say, opening day, Goon, is, all joking aside, one of the really cool things for me about experiencing fatherhood relatively late in life. As with many things, I am late to the party. Didn't get married until I was 50, and our kiddo is just fun to see the world through his eyes. But he loves baseball. And we've been throwing the ball around and, getting ready to play a little game with him and another buddy of his earlier in the week. And I'm still paying for that. Man, running around the bases, not quite as easy as it once was.
He came walking in. I said, Jeff, are you gimpy today? Just kidding around. He goes, yeah, man, I was playing baseball. I said, what are you, like the steady pitcher? He goes, no, I was running the bases. And I was like, whoa, Bubba, come on now.
Yeah, no, had a
I don't
great
even have
time.
the kids, and I know not to do that.
But seeing his love for baseball, and he's just getting, starting to get familiar. What's the matter with you, despicable human beings?
Yeah, baby.
Despicable, I tell you. It's like a little
Got a
Phillies,
couple titles over here.
Phillies party going on down here now. Come on, Pirates fans, get your tails down here and support the Buccos today.
Well, this Philly gear throwing you off your game, Head.
He is just now starting to. Last year, really, was starting to. All right, these are the players I like. He's following different teams. I'm not sure which team we've settled in on yet to be our team this year. Padres were the team last year. He was initially talking maybe the Dodgers this year. I'm like,
Come on, dude.
But let's try to maybe find something not quite as bandwagony. But then he came up with the Mets. I'm like, well, no, that's worse. Go back to the
Dodgers are fine.
So I don't know what we're going to settle on. We're still, I think, trying to figure that out. But it is fun. And we're going to a couple of Pirates games, at least a couple, over the next couple of months. And he is at the age, and again, last year was at the age where now, we go and he's asking questions and looking at the way guys are lined up and asking about the pitches. What type of pitch was that? How do you throw those pitches? It's fun. It's fun. And baseball is, I think, more than just about any other sport. And he had his youth wrestling banquet last night, which a huge shout out to everybody involved with the State College Youth Wrestling program. They really do a great job, and the banquet was just really top notch. I did a lot of really neat things for the kids at the end of the year banquet. And there's certainly an element of this in wrestling and in all sports. But I think more so in baseball, where that innocence of childhood, and it's just baseball is such a unique sport in so many different ways, but there's so many little intricacies to it, and you don't have to be. And let me be clear here. I get that it helps to be big, strong, fast, all of those things, but you can play baseball and be slow. You can play baseball and not have great power. There are so many different components to it. Now you need to have, either eye-hand coordination to be good at it. You've got to have some skill set.
I was told I didn't need this stuff.
It can be a wide variety of things. So, kids that maybe aren't big enough or strong enough or fast enough to do this sport or that sport, it's like, well, yeah, but I can at least hit the tar out of the baseball. Or, man, my speed when I get on the base. Or, man, I can really play defense. Whatever it may be. And I think, so I like that component.
Great point.
I like that there's so many different elements to it. It is such a thinking man's game, and I like, through the eyes of my kiddo, just seeing him start to think through some of these things. And it's like, wow, man, that could have been a double play. Why didn't they throw it second? Well, the runner took off from first before they had the play on there. There was no double. Oh, those things, and it's just fun to see the light bulb go on with some of that stuff.
Yep.
And the intrigue be there. And opening day is just special. It's fun with any sport. I mean, that the first, championships, obviously what it's all about. That's what you're hoping your team achieves, and that's what you want to see. But next to a championship, that opening day, and yes, there's going to be big games, big pitching matchups, all of that you look forward to. That opening day, there's just a different type of excitement and thrill. And it's fun. It's just like, man, you get that moment where it doesn't matter politics. It doesn't matter how cruddy of a day you're having, the issues at home, the issues at work, that it's like, for a little bit here, just going to either listen or watch my favorite team, no matter how good or bad they're going to be all year, no matter how good or bad they're going to be on this particular day. So, man, it's just good to have baseball back. And we've talked about it, Goon. I am beyond thrilled that we have the Pirates back here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox in Center County, just because, and yes, I mean, it's better for me that it's the Pirates, but honestly, I just like listening to baseball. And we would listen for years. You could get the Phillies, and I've told you, Harry Callis is just one of my all-time favorite announcers in any sport. Harry Callis, Mike Lang, Myron Cope, like these are, and again, I'm a Pittsburgh guy, but I loved Harry Callis.
The Phillies were on in Center County for decades.
And so you could flip back and forth or listen to both, and I love that. You
were growing up, the Pirates and the Phillies were running neck and neck.
It was, yes.
You throw the Dodgers in there, that was like the holy triumphant of National League teams in the 70s and the early 80s.
It really is crazy when I think back on it. And I just didn't know any better. Like, I just thought that, the teams I root for win championships.
Yeah.
Penn State football, at least in the mix. Now, they didn't win until I was, 13. But, I mean, they were, the 78 Sugar Bowl. They were up there. And then they did crash through. I mean, I'm still a kid, 13. When they win the national title. But I'm growing up as a Steelers fan. It's like, Steelers are in the Super Bowl every year. That's pretty much, it was like,
this is easy.
Shocking those 2 years where they weren't. The Pirates are, they win the World Series. It's like, this is cool. Now, we weren't as big of probably because it was the Penguins, weren't as much. I didn't follow hockey really until I got to Penn State, and yes, I understand.
They got good then.
Funny how that works.
Yep.
But it really was just, if not winning championships, like they're going to be in the mix. I just thought that's the way life worked. That eventually it's like, oh, no.
I know we've said this on the air before. I know we've talked about this, but if you put starting about 71 for the Pirates first,
and
then 79, the Flyers winning 2 cups, the Pitt Panthers winning a national title, the Phillies playing for 2, winning 1, the Sixers playing for 3, winning 1, the Eagles playing for 1, and the Steelers winning 4, Penn State winning 2 nationals. There's a 14 or 15-year window where you were growing up. That was like your heyday.
Yeah.
I mean, you really think about that.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's like, man, this is what
Pennsylvania
sports is.
I've told you before, my first real football recollection was, and this is pretty funny, is Vince Ferragamo led Rams versus the Steelers in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And that was after the movie, a couple of years after the movie Heaven Can Wait.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there saying, Vince Ferragamo's dead, because I was like a little kid. And I remember seeing the movie that the quarterback for the LA Rams and who you don't know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Heaven Can Wait.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, the Rams quarterback is in the Super Bowl today. And I was always thinking that, Ferragamo was dead and stuff like that. And it was just a weird feeling. But that's the first Super Bowl football memory I really have. I mean, I don't remember I don't even think I remember watching the 82 Penn State national title game. I don't think my family we weren't really even Penn State fans then, I don't think. I remember the Eagles losing and stuff like that. There's a little stuff that you remember, but the Vince Ferragamo led Rams versus the Steelers was, I think, my first Super Bowl that I remember. But then the coolest one that I remember to this day was when I think it was the 49ers and Dolphins in like 81, maybe 82, and they are advertising Miami Vice. Like the whole, like every other commercial was Miami Vice. And I was like, this is going to be the coolest show in the history. Like, I was so into that because of
It was a cool
The
show.
Phil Collins. It was a great show.
It really was.
Phil Collins, I could feel it in the air tonight, all that stuff with the
Yeah.
drums, driving down the road in the Porsches and the Lambos, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then you're watching a cocaine TV show in the early 80s as a 10-year-old. That's a smart move.
What
are they selling? Why are they always wrestling these people? Oh man. No, but I mean, it goes back to a different generation of like everybody played baseball back in the day. Not everybody does now. And that's why I think opening day harkens a lot of emotions, because you did play those sports. You do watch your favorite team. They are undefeated. No one's losing. They're not horrible yet. The slate is clean type of thing. And I've always said, spring football game, the Masters, and opening day is like winter is freaking over. I mean, not yesterday, though, with the snow squalls we were getting here.
Don't even.
Holy crap, man. So today's a lot prettier.
Over that.
Yes, and I was like sitting there, and I was like, I'm through. I'm done with the snow. This stuff's got to end. So it's one of those spring is here type of thing. Winter is over. We're watching the Masters. We're watching spring football, or we're opening day of baseball.
Yeah.
By the way, my wife was just ecstatic yesterday when I told her. I said, "Hey, the Phillies start Thursday." She goes, 162 games, huh?
162.
162. Because I'll have them on all the time.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, and that's one of the things with. Like, I'm not sitting there listening to every pitch, but it's just nice. Yes, having it on in the background,
you read, right?
And then
you read a lot.
You hear. I wish I had the time to read a little more than I do right now, to be honest with you. But yeah, read what I can right now. Mostly just articles. I'd like to. Honestly, I've tried a couple of times to. Start a book, and it's like I keep getting 2 pages in, and then the head just collapses. And I wake up, I'm like, well, all right, I'll start again, and I just can't stay awake for more than a couple of pages at a time. And really, outside of at night, there's just not time. I
hear you.
I really wish I had a little more time.
But remember, we talking about this one time before, long ago. I was talking about World War II. When the hand grenades that they were testing out hand grenades for the American troops, and they were the exact shape of a baseball.
Yeah,
because they said every kid knew how to throw a baseball.
And
that's crazy because you can't say that now.
No. Yeah,
and it's not for everybody.
Oh,
baseball, but it's also nice to be able to go out and play it though. So I got another one for you. You're talking about listening to games.
Yeah,
I played in a little league. I was a very, very good athlete. Not toting my own horn or anything like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to play the game. I would just knock the crap out of the ball, knock it out of the park 15 times a year.
Yeah.
I never knew how to, what pitch to expect, where to expect it, who's on second, who's on first. I never had to do that. And I didn't make my high school baseball team. I got cut. So I ended up going throwing shot put and disc and stuff like that. So I sit there and I listen to my younger brother, who was a very good baseball player, and I sit around with Johnny Broom sometimes up here. He was a minor league baseball player for years. Yeah. Sitting around talking to baseball people about baseball, watching the game, is unfreaking believable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Like, I can sit with Austin and watch a wrestling match, and, you get a good feel for it, but the intricacies that go into baseball. Why did he not swing at that pitch? Oh, he had. Why are you not swinging at that? Why? Tell me why you do not swing at 3-0. Because it's 3-0. Why do you expect a fastball when it's 2-0? Because the guy needs a strike.
Yeah.
So he's going to throw his best pitch. So there's something you never think about. But, you watch it, and I'll watch games with Johnny, and he'll call it from a pitcher standpoint. And Troy Allen's the same way. He'll tell you where the next pitch is going to go, why it's going to go there, or that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then the batter is going to, and then he's going to sit there and think the batter is going to think this now. And it's just the intricacies that go into everything. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So if you have a person who played high-level baseball, it's pretty freaking cool to listen to watch a game with them.
It is. And yes.
And I like to think that people who watch football with me have a little better understanding of the game when I watch it with them.
Yeah. The thing that is that's the thing that I just think makes baseball so intriguing is occasionally you'll go with somebody and they're like, this is too boring. And it's like, and I understand it as far as it goes, right? Like there's a lot of downtime between pitches, but it's what's happening in that downtime that really is just fascinating. Oh, this guy took a step over to his right. Why did he do that? Not always a reason, but most of the time, like at the major league or minor league level, there's a reason. Every now and then it's like, well, the kid has to go to the bathroom away. I'm trying to get a step closer to the dugout in Little League, which, by the way, I'm very excited about Major League Baseball on opening day. I love Little League. I loved playing it as a kid. I didn't realize quite how entertaining it can be for the parents, grandparents, folks watching. Watching kids, again, who are just learning the sport and figuring different things out.
Yep.
And to your, it's not for everybody. All sports, not for everybody. We had a kid. I think this is going back to the T-ball days. Not we're in kids pitch now, but we had a kid. He hit the ball, ran to first base, and then kept running to his right because that's where the playground was. And he went down and was like going down the side, like, Johnny, come back here. It wasn't Johnny, but Johnny, come back here. You're at first. Like, no, I'm good. I got my hit, and he's out. Wrestling was the same way. I think I told the story during the winter, but we had a kid, not with State College, and I won't even point isn't where the kid was from, but he's wrestling. Got taken down a second time. They go off the mat, and it's like, I'm done. This isn't fun anymore. And he sits down, and the mom's like, you got to go back in. His coach is like, you still got another minute left. So, no. And he's just shaking his head. He's like, no, come on. Nope.
No mas.
He was out. It's like, nope, this isn't for me today. So like, all right, well, and they just raise the other kid's hand. And again, we're talking about like 6-year-olds, so don't, this isn't a high school match or something. It is just funny watching different kids, different reactions. I told you I was not prepared for just how many tears there were going to be in wrestling. And this is there are some knucklehead parents out there, maybe some knucklehead coaches. Overwhelmingly, everything I saw with the youth programs this year was terrific. Very encouraging. It's like, just do your best type of stuff. Super encouraging, win, lose, whatever. But the kids, like, you take losing hard. I kind of forgot how much kids want to win and how much of a difference that makes for them. Now, they get over it much more quickly at that age. Thankfully, it's like, all right, well, but man, in the moment, it's just kids were crying, they get taken down. It's like, no, you can't cry. You got to try to get the escape right now. Like, but then after the matches, and it's just that immediate raw emotion, win or lose, in the moment that those kids
you love it, man.
And yeah, it is part of what makes sports so enjoyable at the end of the day. And you got to work to get those wins. No question about that. Take a break here. We are back with much more. It's the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead Show.
There's only one dealer in Happy Valley that always goes to the mat to get you the best deals. It's Lion Country Kia.
Wanna see you in a Kia.
Hi, This is Penn State wrestler Mitchell Messenbrink. Lion Country Kia has been serving Happy Valley for 15 years now. They helped me purchase my new Kia, and they would love to help you too.
Lion Country Kia is waiting for you with 85 vehicles in stock and ready to go. Choose from 13 2025 Kia Sportages and 16 2025 Kia Sorentos with financing as low as 3.49% for 72 months or total savings of over $4,000. And of course, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Let us go to the mat to get you the best deals. Lion Country Kia, 1334 Dropwood Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox, State College, the Goon and Ironhead.
Back here at Quaker Steak and Lube in State College ahead of opening day for both the Pirates and the Phillies. The beloved Buccos will be airing live right here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox. 4:10 will be the first pitch, and 3:40 will be the airtime, so we'll wrap things up a little early, right around 3:35 this afternoon.
We got the horse on now.
Yep, and we'll have the horse, the Solemn prediction for the Pirates here in 2025.
Was it a prediction or was it a dream?
That is coming up at 3:30. So you'll want to stay tuned for that. A lot of fun. Had by the dear horse from Pittsburgh, who is, by the way, in Miami to take in the season opener.
So he's not even listening, probably. He might be on his phone. He might be out throwing.
Could be.
He could be out throwing some warm-up pitches, though, getting ready for the game. Today's attendance in Miami is 11 people. You think Pittsburgh's bad? Wow.
Wow.
So what are you thinking, Buccos? I mean, what they say, 75's to the total wins?
Yeah, that sounds right. I'll take the over by a game. I think they get to 76, but not going to be a banner year for the beloved Buccos, which is a shame because with the pitching, even without Jared Jones, that's a good enough staff that should be a contending team.
Wow.
But I don't think it will be. They're hoping, they being the ownership, hoping that they catch lightning in a bottle, and it could happen. I strongly doubt it. They did not make any of the moves that you would think. Not having, a real first baseman at first base could come back and haunt you at some point. I don't mind the. We'll see how it all plays out. I'm not optimistic, in part because of the division they're in. I think the Brewers are still very good. Cubs are still very good. I think the Reds are ready to take that next jump. And, Terry Francona, I mean, are you kidding me? Feel like that's an okay manager to have there in Cincy. So not very optimistic, in part because of the division, in part because of the ownership group and the lack of really trying to address the needs to try to allow this team to take advantage of the pitching that it is likely to have. And again, obviously the Jared Jones situation makes it more unlikely that the Pirates can catch that lightning in a bottle and have a run at a National League championship or anything close to it here in the upcoming season.
Give you a run, but they've also started last for 4 years off very good. And their pitching has been very good the last few years, but it's just like it wears down, wears out. They can't keep it every game.
Yep, going to the second period of the Ohio State-Boston College playoff hockey game, and 1-0 the lead there for the Buckeyes.
Boston.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Oh,
is it Boston U?
It's Boston, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Boston College they were playing.
I think it's Boston.
Ah.
It is what it is. Joe Dunlap was Reggie's kid, I think. I saw his name the other day. I was like, that's got to be Reggie's kid. Reggie Dunlap from the Johnstown Chiefs. Charlestown Chiefs, I apologize. Oh, man. I guess I got to get my text ready for Godowski. I sent him just slap shot quotes for the day before. I know when I know he's traveling, I know he's on a bus, and I can text him, and he laughs his chops off. So I'll sit there and send him some of my slap shot lines and gifts and stuff like that. We laugh. We enjoy it.
Yep.
What do you got this weekend? You get, I mean, it's like the whole new world for the Ironhead.
What do you mean?
No, you're not. No, wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's like yard work time now. It's like, I got to get out back and start coaching some baseball and selling some Boy Scout stuff and camping trips or anything.
No, not this weekend. We've got a few things on the schedule, but heading up to Cirque du Soleil tonight at the Toll Center, so looking forward to that.
You're all ready for some hoops games, and then little wrench got thrown in there.
It'll be all right. It'll be fun.
Here we go.
Oh yeah.
So you've seen it before.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like you see it, you're like, oh God, it's very impressive.
It's crazy.
I did a Trans-Siberian Orchestra one time. I know, right?
It's amazing.
Yeah, they have a little more. I don't know what the word is. Dexterity and
flexibility.
Yeah, something.
Strength.
Jeez, Louise, man.
Core strength.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I did see this the other day. Kirk Clivitt made a move, and it might have been in the semis or versus Hendrickson. He was on his back, and the guy had him here, and he just went like this, and he like pulled up. Like he just used all of his core strength to rise up and break out of the. I looked at my wife and I said, "Do you know how strong his core has to be first, just to be able to stand up as a human being at being 250 plus pounds, but just, grabbing nothing, but just ripping down and using your whole core to stand up. Oh, and by the way, there's another 280-pound man who's strong as hell holding you to that ground, and he still got out of that hold. I was very impressed by it. I did not get to this the other day. Did he get hurt against Gable in the semi of the Big Ten or the final of the Big Ten?
No.
He got hurt
in practice.
In practice. Yeah. Because there was one move, I think somebody called it, what's the pick? What when they kicked it? Okay, well, somebody kicks you the side of your knee in. I don't tries to grab your ankle because you're up top and just kick it. And Stevenson in the Big Ten title, he gave a very forceful kick to would have been hit to Kirkland's right leg. And I thought, oh, wow, I wonder if that's when he hurt his knee. And it was just trying to, get him off of balance and stuff like that. But, okay, you said he got hurt in practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these are the things you're supposed to tell us during the week, Jeff. How am I supposed to make bets on Kirkland winning the national title?
Yeah, it's interesting. Penn State now with 6 in the transfer portal. And, this is one of the, I don't know if it's necessarily unintended consequences, but it's just one of the realities with there's a couple of things that I'm curious to see how they play out. If you don't know, rosters have to be down to 30 for wrestling, and all sports now have caps that are, I think they're all lower than what, or fewer than what was previously permitted by the NCAA.
Correct.
I'm not aware of a sport that has as many or more. I think they're all shrinking in terms of the number that you can have on the roster. So like football could have 85 scholarships, but you could have, I don't know if there had to have been a limit, but it must have been like 120 or 125 or something like that on the roster.
Okay.
Now you cannot have more than 105. You can have 105 scholarships, but you can't have more than 105 players. Wrestling was 9.9 scholarships, but you could have, I think it was up to 40 kids in your room. Well, now it is 30. You can have 30 scholarships, but the roster is capped at 30.
Now, I need to get this straight with you. No more partials. They've gotten rid of that entirely. You're either on a full scholarship, but they're not getting rid of the walk-ons.
Well, in essence, for a lot of these sports that they are. For football, in essence.
Well, the SEC came out today.
Yeah.
And they say we are locking at 85 scholarships.
Okay.
And they're going to allow, they said they don't want the walk-ons to go away, is what they said. Because, I mean, a lot of rich donors have kids who want to be on the football team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what they're – I think – I'm just going to say that. But my question is if you – but the SEC made that rule amongst their all of them.
Yeah.
They capped themselves at 85. But are you not putting yourself at a disadvantage? If you're – the Big Ten is 105. Now, my question is – so with Penn State, 30 is your lock, is your absolute most you can have on your team and in your room right now for wrestling. You could have 20 scholarships and 10 walk-ons.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not scholarship only. There's no walk-ons. Yeah, so they still having walk-ons, but no one's split anything. You're either going to get a full ride or no ride. That's
as of right now, that is the case for the upcoming season.
Okay. And that makes more sense to me because I was like sitting there, I was like, well, you have 30 scholarships.
I believe eventually all of this stuff is going to be adjusted again.
So do I.
Because I think you're going to have fewer teams, maybe in all of these sports, football, basketball included, at the D1 level, but certainly in the non-Olympic sports. And I think as that occurs, the schools who have programs in these various sports are going to get together and say, all right, listen, this is what makes sense. Can we get together and yeah, the 9.9 was ridiculously low.
Agreed.
But there's like 4 of us that might, maybe, possibly at some point be able to go 30. Let's do 20 scholarships and 35. And I'm making up the numbers, but let's do 20 scholarships, 35 in the room or 40 in the room, and coaches, ADs, whoever it is that's in charge, yep, we sign off on that. That's what it'll be for this sport. Then you go to lacrosse, and yep, these are the parameters. And I think you're going to get to a little bit more of a balance. The other thing that they are going to have to get figured out, and no great surprise here and no great insight, everybody in sports is talking about it, but they have got to get these guide rails in place and figure out the timing of when the transfer portal is over.
That was my next question.
Beyond absurd right now. Now, I think what part of this is going to be, it is going to be written into the contracts, formerly known as letters of intent, the contracts that these athletes are going to be signing coming out of high school, and there is going to be some provision in there. Yes, you may transfer, but you must pay X amount back. I don't know how all of that's going to get worked out, but there's going to be incentives for individuals to stay at a school, but not ridiculously punitive if, hey, you want to leave and go somewhere else. I don't think it is harmful. Like, just look at Penn State. Let's just use Penn State Wrestling because I'm familiar with it. Like Alex Facundo, for him to not have the freedom to go somewhere else would be absurd. And my opinion, bordering on criminal. That is an elite
do you not
athlete.
agree with the old rules of sitting out a year or transferring a level down?
No, correct. I do not agree with those rules.
Well, would you agree with one get out of jail free? I'll call it a get out of jail free. I'm not saying jail. You get one. I just don't like the multiples. So
yeah. Well, again, I think now with the pay, I think you can put parameters in place where it's like, all right, you can go to as many schools as you want. You can leave, but every time you're paying back, then and again, I don't know enough about the legal component involved, but I think there's going to be a financial component to it. It's like, yep, you can go somewhere else, but and it may be similar to the contract buyouts that are there in professional sports now. It's like, well, the school's got to agree. You can go somewhere, but you got to find somewhere that's willing to pay. And again, I don't know the details, but there's going to be a financial component to it. I just don't see that there's any other way to go about that. But again, I don't think a kid should be, and I'm overstating it, I understand, but a kid should not be held hostage because coming out of high school, they wanted to go to the school. If that school then has a change in coaches, or, and listen, in today's academic world, what if the major that you went to that school for is getting dropped? Because
I'm with you on that.
We're seeing,
I can agree with you on that.
All kinds of things. And it could just be, man, I want to get back closer to home. I didn't realize I was going to miss my family. It could be you have a family member who has health issues and you really need to be back home. But it could be, no, you know what? This isn't what I thought I was signing up for. Yes.
I'm not getting along with people here. I'm from the South. I don't like the North. I mean, it happens a lot.
Yes, and so I don't have a problem with folks moving, and
I don't like the multiples. That's what we'll argue there.
That. Yeah, I don't even mind that because if you get to the second place and then that coach leaves, or
that's the thing. I'm okay with the coach leaves, and I'm okay with that. You get out. You get an extra
coach
one.
That recruited you, or that your position coach leaves. What if the player that you went there to play with leaves or gets ruled ineligible? I mean, there's just so many things that come into play.
Well, I want to go back.
But I do think there need to be some guide rails in place so that we don't have just the constant wild west where it's like you have no idea. And like Penn State's situation, right now,
in
wrestling is a little unique in that, again, like an Alex Facundo, I don't think anybody is begrudging him. This is an elite talent. Like, this is a special, talented, hardworking, great kid, great wrestler. And he happens to have national title contenders up and down the lineup around his weight. Well, up and down the lineup, I could probably emphasize there. But, and listen, I think he is a title contender, but he can't get in the starting lineup here. Well, fine. And in particular, I've never had a problem, and I don't think really many people, very few in college athletics have had a problem with, all right, you get your degree, you have another year of eligibility. Yeah, by all means, go somewhere else, especially if you're not in that starting lineup at your school. But even if you are and you want to go try your hand somewhere else, again, at that point, the graduate transfer, to me, no issue whatsoever. Terrell Barraclough this past year, David Evans in the upcoming season.
Barraclough was that old, honestly.
Dunbar, all of those guys, like that is no problem whatsoever there. But as teams are trying to pare their rosters down, right, part of this is, hey, can we help you find somewhere else? And not because they don't want these kids around, but again, you have 30 scholarships. You have the kids that are coming in. You have the kids that are returning. And you want to have openings for a transfer portal individual or two in your sport. Well, you've got to get down. If you're going from a roster of 37 down to 30, like that transfer portal is going to come in pretty handy if you're in position to have those guys leaving for those reasons. There are programs where that's not the case. It's like, well, yeah, our issue isn't that we have too many good guys. It's like, we've got to figure out which of the mediocre to below average guys, how are we going to keep this and keep our team chemistry and all of that?
I'm all over the place, man.
Yep.
So 10 scholarships, 99 scholarships. Now Penn State goes, we're going to go with 25. Who is now picking up 15 more scholarship bills?
Well, that in many cases they're not.
In Penn State's case, I mean, holy crap, man! You literally just upped your expenses by 150% just on scholarships.
Yes, and it's why some sports are being
but why
more heavily subsidized, and others are.
But do we have any rationale of why? Why, if they're talking about the athletic departments are losing money because they now have to fork over money for profit share, but now they're allowing, just in wrestling's case, 15 more scholarships. That's say an average of $50K.
20 more, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
But yeah.
But at an average of $50K, I would say you take the average of a Pennsylvania kid versus now a Penn State, Pennsylvania guy. Say average of $50K.
Yeah.
15 more times that. $750,000. Where's that coming from? And then we're lucky because Penn State Wrestling makes money. Now, what about the women's basketball team or the baseball team that doesn't make mony?
Well,
you know what I mean.
But to be clear, that's the thing. Outside of football and men's basketball,
nobody makes.
There's, there might be like a literal handful of other programs that are even breaking even in intercollegiate athletics.
So I want to go completely back a little bit more too, and that's like getting rid of the half scholarships and stuff like that, where you only have a full or a walk-on. That has to do 100% with profit sharing. Has to be. Like, well, they're not like, hey, Bob, by the way, you're only at a quarter scholarship, you're getting nothing. But hey, Jimmy, you're at 38.5%. You're gonna, it's either you're in that boat or you're not in that boat. So I can understand that. But everybody's complaining about money, and they just created these numbers of scholarships and said, hey, you guys should offer these now. And it's like, okay, well, who was paying for them? Where is that money coming from if you're now paying $2.8 billion to athletes as a NCAA? The other one is we thought football transfer portal timing was bad.
Oh. Basketball.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Little
Did you see those coaches on Sunday night?
I
Oh,
did.
by the way, the transfer portal opens on Monday morning. The what?
Yep.
The transfer portal. I'm trying to coach a Sweet 16 game, and you're asking me about the freaking transfer portal?
Yep.
And then you have a guy from Michigan, Scottie Pippen's son, enters the portal. He is still playing for Michigan.
Yep.
He is still on the team.
Yep.
How dumb. Where and who in the NCAA thought, yeah, let's make that date this date?
It is truly absurd.
I thought football was dumb.
It is the theater of the
I
absurd.
thought football timing was done with it. You're not done the season and you're trying to do this. But I guess I could understand because there was a new semester starting. What the hell do we have going on now?
Yeah.
I'm very limited times in my life, but I'm almost speechless right now about this. Like, how? What? Are you kidding me? You're still playing a tournament. There's still 16 teams out there playing, and then they're not allowed to recruit because they're worried about a freaking game. Their kids might be getting poached, but they're supposed to go out and get guys. Oh my goodness gracious!
Yep, it is beyond absurd. Speaking of absurd, we will be right back with more of the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show right here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox.
There's only one dealer in Happy Valley that always goes to the mat to get you the best deals. It's Lion Country Kia.
Hi, this is Penn State wrestler Mitchell Messenbrink. Lion Country Kia has been serving Happy Valley for 15 years now. They helped me purchase my new Kia, and they would love to help you too.
Lion Country Kia is waiting for you with 85 vehicles in stock and ready to go. Choose from 13 2025 Kia Sportages and 16 2025 Kia Serenos with financing as low as 3.49% for 72 months or total savings of over $4,000. And of course, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Let us go to the mat to get you the best deals. Lion Country Kia, 1334 Dropwood Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again.
The Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7 The Fox State College. The Goon and Ironhead.
We are drawing close to Pirates baseball here on Sports Radio 98.7. The Fox again will be joining the Buccos at 3:40 this afternoon. First pitch at 4:10 with the Bucs in Miami to take on the Marlins. And again, we'll hear from the Deer Horse in Pittsburgh. Well, from Pittsburgh, recorded in Pittsburgh. He's down in Miami getting ready for the season opener, but we will hear from the Deer Horse here at the bottom of the hour, about 10 minutes from now.
He sent me the video. We talked about it. I had some very good laughs out of it. And afterwards, he was telling me, he's like, in my lifetime, I want to see another World Series, another Super Bowl, and another NHL. And I was like, geez. Oof. And how about a Penn State title in there, too? And then, he's like you and I. You know, I wasn't spoiled as a youth. You were spoiled as a youth.
Big time.
Being a Steelers fan and a Buccos fan.
Yep.
Oh, man. That's why I look at, I got friends with kids down in the city, and they're the two Super Bowls, they're 12 years old, and you're like, dude, come on, man.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Is that how it works? Is that what you're supposed to do? Yeah.
Meanwhile, poor kids growing up in Cleveland.
That's why I love them.
Yep.
I love the Browns and the Bills fans the most because they have the least to cheer about, and they stay with their freaking team, man. I mean, the Browns are just going to be the Browns, but the Bills have just literally ripped hearts out. More than a couple decades, man. It was like the Browns is, it's the Browns. I get it. You got once a decade they'll do something, but geez, Louise, the Bills. This 5-year run they're having is just as bad as the 4-year Super Bowl loss run.
Yep.
Oh man,
not easy. Not easy.
No, but you got to give. That's why I like the fans, and that's why I put Detroit in there because I wanted to make it a Great Lakes thing type of thing, Then somebody was like, "Yo, dude, the Detroit fans just stopped going to the games. The Lions fans had nobody at games. Where the Browns fans, as bad as they are, and bad as the Bills can be, they're still there.
Yeah,
you can give the Bears a lot of credit too. They got one Super Bowl in their history." And they're not exactly like, in the playoffs all year in and year out, man, but they're also on those lakes. There must be something in the water up there. Definitely something in the waters.
Oh, there's something. There's something there.
Always something, baby.
No doubt about it. Penn State football, Goon, again, spring drills underway. I think that what are your thoughts on the spring game?
What they're doing?
What they're doing, but moving forward, what I guess, what do you think it should look like, and what do you think it will look like, both here and nationally?
These guys sitting there, Rule and Franklin saying that they don't want the games on TV because that's how their players are getting poached that way. Come on, man. They can watch any game they want throughout the year. And if somebody wants to watch that game, you can go to their blue-white game and put a camera on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you really want to scout guys and stuff like that, if that's the reason why, I don't know. But it's also one of those things that, like, the school needs because that's big revenue for the town, for locally and the university, and just the people. Like we've talked about, even on this show. It's one of those breaking winter things that's like, wow, spring is here. We've made it through,
Yeah.
Let's go enjoy ourselves in the spring. Go see your friends you haven't seen since December. And I've always loved it. Hated it as a player. You're never going to see one player who loves it. But I will say, and you've heard me talk about it. I've used that a lot today. You've heard me talk about it. your first 2 years in playing when you're not really playing, the blue white game means a lot to you because you're actually playing the game again. You know what I mean? It's not like you're doing 7-on-7. No one's holding a card in front of you, telling you where to block or who to block. No, you got to go out there and play football. You need to go out there and know who you're blocking and block that person, or know what your assignment is on defense, complete your assignment, make the stop.
Yeah.
Where you're not having that, for those 2 years when you're a red shirt, maybe where you were hurt, or maybe you weren't good enough to play as of yet, So I love the blue-white game for your first 2 years, and then it gets really, really old because once you start playing, that's the last thing you want. And that I could see. Our guys played 15 games this year. You know, and they're strapping it right back up here for, and let's not kid ourselves. This is the old adage about the old man with Joe was, you had 15 practices, he was using them. Trust me, that 15th practice was the blue-white game. That was the easiest one because he wanted to get some work done. And guess what he didn't care about? He didn't care if you got hurt to extent.
Right.
He didn't care if your legs were tired. He wanted to see when he puts you in a situation, that's what he was very good at, make you so this or that, tired, beat up, and this and that. What are you going to do? Are you going to fade, or are you going to stand up and fight? And that's what he would try to find out in the spring. That's what you had to do.
Right.
Spring football was great for that. Because he can't do that in the preseason because he's got to worry about, okay, I got to worry about these guys' legs, and we're in a game in 9 days. So I do not want it to go away. No. I know they've tried some different stuff in the past and this and that, but, there's stuff you can do. I don't know. What about, getting some other sports involved and having like like the wide world of Olympic sports. What was that? Like Gabe Kapler, like the Battle of the Network Stars. Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah, I do think, I think having some sort of, competition like that where you're involving football, but maybe not having a game or a scrimmage per se.
Yeah, well, you want the player atmosphere, the player to be around interaction. Yep. Yes. And if other sports get involved, that'd be great. I mean, why not? Why don't we have a putting contest at the 50-yard line and bring in 15 different sports at Penn State? And
I am curious to see, I keep seeing that there's going to be a collective bargaining agreement of some sort. Like that's got to be the next step. The question we've been asking from day one, and I still don't have any kind of an answer to it, and I'm not sure what the answer is. But who does the collective bargaining?
Who's bargaining for the athletes?
Yes, and how long can that collective bargaining agreement last? Like, can you really make a collective bargaining agreement? I don't see how you could go beyond 5 years right now because you're going to have an entirely new group of student athletes after a 5-year period. And I don't know enough about the legal components to it and what all, but it just seems like you've got to have some sort of representation of the student athletes who are currently playing, which again is going to change every year. But over a 5-year period, it's going to entirely change, presumably. Maybe that's not going to be the case, but right now that's what we're presuming. And certainly as we get on the other side of the pandemic years, which, can I just tell you how much I'm looking forward to having, this is a 4th year or a 5th year senior, not, is this a 6th or a 7th year senior? Did he sit out 2 or 3 years with his extra COVID? Man, I will welcome a return to quote-unquote normalcy, at least in that regard, where you know how long.
With that said, the Little Rock guy, did he wrestle?
No.
Okay. Because I didn't look it up. I did see some Little Rock guys there, and I was wondering if that was any of them. Sorry.
Yeah, no, they ended up having to redraw the bracket. It actually impacted who Levi Haynes wrestled first. He was scheduled to wrestle one kid and ended up wrestling a different kid. I think the final decision wasn't made, or at least wasn't announced, I think publicly until Tuesday, maybe.
Wow.
Tuesday. So, yeah, and then they ended up, reseeding the bracket. I think it impacted the final 8 or 9 seeds, maybe. But, therefore, that impacted the top.
So they made the right decision.
Whatever,
Wow, I can't believe it, Jeff.
Seeds. Yeah, I'm still not. I haven't really sat down. I don't understand how that situation really came to be, where they got that late in the season without somebody saying, "Hey, by the way,"
but somebody said that somebody
in
in their office was like, "Hey, he's wrestled in 4 tournaments."
Yeah, it's very, very bizarre. In 2021,
Horse's debut right here, Head.
Yeah. So again, we will have the Pirates and their season opener against the Marlins coming up here in less than 10 minutes from now. Right here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox. We thought we would share with you our dear friend the Horse from Pittsburgh made a preview video, what he thought would happen, and he had some fun with it, and we invite you to watch if
I'm
you're
watch it again.
watching on the stream, or you can listen in here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox. And then we'll be back to wrap things up for our Thursday show.
Oh,
well, it's opening day again. I'm going to uphold my annual tradition and suspend disbelief and give myself just 2 minutes to daydream what it would be like if my favorite baseball team, the beloved and beleaguered Pittsburgh Pirates, got their act together and won it all this year. Can you believe the season that just unfolded in front of us? I mean, in the spring, we all knew our pitching rotation would be good. But this good? The group of Paul Skeens, Jared Jones, Mitch Keller, and Bubba Chandler made things seem effortless through every round of the playoffs. But no one saw this lineup come together like it did this year. O'Neal Cruz found his spot in center field, hitting 40 home runs and stealing 40 stolen bases. That was so much fun to watch. We all expected Brian Reynolds to be good, but who would have thought that both Henry Davis and Eddie Rodriguez would be such solid contributors while hardly spending any time behind the plate? The moments from this year are almost too many to mention. From Andrew McCutcheon hitting his final career home run into the Allegheny River, to G1 Babe being the first Pirate to hit an inside-the-park grand slam since Roberto Clemente almost 70 years ago. From Nick Gonzalez making his first All-Star game, to David Bednar being named the comeback player of the year in all of Major League Baseball, there were enough memories to last a lifetime. Leading the division from wire to wire was truly a team effort, but getting to rest it out wild card round was so needed. Sweeping the Cubs in the division series, so much fun. Beating the Dodgers in 5 games in the NLCS was worth staying up late for. I apologize to my first period class in this new school year for being so groggy, but no one seemed to mind. And beating the Yankees in the World Series made the Pirates the darling of the sports world for the entire month of October, aside from the undefeated Penn State Nittany Lions, but that's a slightly more realistic fantasy for another day. The streak of the Yankees not winning a championship extended to 16 years. I can't imagine putting up with that futility from your favorite Major League Baseball team. Plus, I got to be a roving reporter for the championship parade, to be a correspondent for my buddy Jeff Byers' radio station in State College. It's the most fun I've had working in a non-teaching position since I drove the ice cream truck when my kids were little. And the whole crowd at the parade had a good chuckle at the billboards put up at the Boulevard of the Allies. The ones that said, "Thanks for not selling the team, Bob." This smile might wear off my face sometime this winter, but I doubt it. Okay, the 2 minutes of dreaming is over. Back to the real thing. The official Sunday prediction for the Pirates for this season is 76-86. This is the same subpar record that they've had each of the past 2 years. To quote the theme song from a 30-year-old sitcom, this team is caught in second gear. And while they may occasionally have good days, weeks, or maybe even months, this once again isn't going to be their year. So Pirate fans, enjoy the season, if you want to. If you want to boycott, I don't blame you. If you only want to watch the game where Paul Skeens pitches, enjoy them. This team hasn't earned our loyalty. So you even have my blessing to root for any other team you want. You can even root for Cleveland, even though that would be weird. I still think the Buccos' days in Pittsburgh are numbered. The stadium lease is over in 2030, and my hunch is that they will leave for greener pastures. Smarter fans than me tell me that I'm foolish to think that. I hope they're right, but only time will tell. But for now, enjoy the opener. And here's hoping the season unfolds exactly as I predicted in the dream sequence. If so, I'll see you at the parade.
I do love the idea of dreaming at this time of the year. Thank you, dear horse.
What got you the
granting
most?
permission to use.
What got
that.
me was him saying that the stadium lease in 2030 and they might leave for greener pastures.
Oh yeah, no,
I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
He said that to me on Tuesday night, and I was like, "Wow, holy crap! I didn't think about this."
Yeah.
Huh?
No,
Huh?
it is.
Kansas City already has a baseball team, so when they can't chase the Penguins out there, Jeffrey.
This is.
Oh, that didn't happen, everybody. That didn't happen.
Yeah. No.
Well, good luck in your
it's
season, buddy.
We'll see what it ends up shaking out as, and just kind of keep our fingers crossed as Pirates fans, and yeah, I do hope somehow, some way they catch that lightning in a bottle here in the upcoming season. Regardless, I am excited about opening day. It is always fun on opening day, and even more so when you have, a talent like Paul Skeens going out there to get you started. So we invite you to stay tuned. We will have Pirates baseball rolling your way next here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox. The dear Goon and I will be back on Tuesday. We hope you have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy all that there is to enjoy. And again, we'll be back on Tuesday. Until then, be good and be safe.
There's only one dealer in Happy Valley that always goes to the mat to get you the best deals. It's Lion Country Kia.
Hi, this is Penn State wrestler Mitchell Messenbrink. Lion Country Kia has been serving Happy Valley for 15 years now. They helped me purchase my new Kia, and they would love to help you too.
Lion Country Kia is waiting for you with 85 vehicles in stock and ready to go. Choose from 13 2025 Kia Sportages and 16 2025 Kia Serenos with financing as low as 3.49% for 72 months or total savings of over $4,000. And of course, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Let us go to the mat to get you the best deals. Lion Country Kia, 1334 Dropova Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors. People invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again.
The Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority. WFXS America.
98.7 The Fox State College. The Goon and Ironhead.